This one that we had our eyes on going into the week. Dak Prescott visiting the Vikings. They're under 2 minutes left in the half. Cowboys up 13-3 on Minnesota's 30. Prescott looking around for a target. He finds Tony Pollard.
Well, 4 strong. The defense completely sinks inside, and he does a great job trusting his feet and his eyes. Get all the way back to Pollard, who runs it in from the sideline.
So the Vikings looking to answer 1st and 15 at their own 46. 1:05 left in the half. Micah Parsons. Oh, my goodness.
I'm telling you, if you get into a passing situation against this defense, you have absolutely no shot. This is another great play call by Kellen Moore offensively. They moved Dak Prescott right before the half, specifically to get him outside the pocket. That throw to CD is just out of this world. And then his feet on the sideline with his hand-eye coordination to make that catch, sick.
Cowboys get a field goal, leading 23-3 into the half, and under 13 minutes left in the third. Cowboys on their own 32. Prescott throwing to a wide-open Pollard, again untouched, going to the end zone, 68-yard touchdown. Cowboys dominate this one, 30-3, and as you could imagine, Jerry was happy.
Do you see this team as being one of the teams that's in it to contend for a championship, or how do you look at this team, what you've seen to this point?
A resounding yes. Yes. Unequivocally yes. I think we've had adversity. We very easily could have some more adversity. But I sure do think that what I see out here right now is the team like that you could go get a Super Bowl with.
Let's talk Cowboys offense for a minute. They ran for 150 yards yesterday. We showed you a lot of what Tony Pollard did, too. He's a great pass catcher as well. Dan, how did they do it?
Yeah, I think this is the best stretch for Kellen Moore as the play caller of the Cowboys in the history of his play calling career. And I've said this, the way they put their tight ends on the field and that giving them formation flexibility is a big deal. We call this East, right? Normally with these 2 tight ends, the inside guy's on the ball and the outside guy's off. They flip it. What that allows is really good angles versus that 5-man front that Minnesota showed up. That's just that duo. Here's another duo concept. Remember, tight end closest to the ball is off. Tight end further away is on. This midline run for Pollard is great because he starts exactly behind the quarterback, sees the double teams, and gets downhill. And I think that a couple weeks ago we saw them put all those tight ends on the field and they played spread football. Remember, like the 3 tight ends were on the field and they were in that trips concept and they would kick out the screen. CD was in the backfield. Now they take this, instead of going tight end wing like that, they flip them and it allows their run game to be a little bit better at the point of contact. Kellen Moore, and also yesterday was the first time, MK, for me, at least this season, that I saw them really give Dak a ton of freedom at the line of scrimmage. And that's where, again, with those guys on the field, I think that offense is best when Dak has control. They're getting in and out of the huddle, maybe running some no huddle. He can kind of survey the defense, not only get out of bad plays, but get into really, really good ones.
Which is something they should be leaning into because Dak is an incredibly cerebral quarterback. Pre-snap, he's one of the best in the game. And now that they have, as you alluded to with Kellen Moore's play calling, so many answers for him out of so many different looks, he is able to find mismatches and make decisions at the line of scrimmage based on what he's seeing. You talked about the 2 tight ends on the field. I believe the second Tony Pollard wheel route, they had the 2 tight ends on his side. I thought they were going to run it because they've been so good running out of those looks. But they don't have to because Pollard, as great as he is as a running back, and I've been feeding that drum all season, he's one of the probably 3 best receiving running backs in the NFL. And if anything, Dan, I think that's something they could tap into even more because if defenses are truly not sure if he's going to run or be a pass catcher on any play, that makes things all the more easier for Dak Prescott.
And that's another step. Great point why the multiple tight ends matter because not only are they creating matchups, he's getting so much information. Like on the Tony Pollard wheel route that you mentioned, it's actually, they put Schultz by himself. It's cover 4, but Harrison Smith communicates to go kick to the field. He knows he's got one-on-one with the linebacker, and he checks the play at the line of scrimmage. So he's creating matchups or getting matchups, but also gathering so much information that he can, again, it's almost Peyton Manning. I'm not saying that he's Peyton Manning, but 20 years ago where he can get to the line of scrimmage, know exactly what you're in. Oh, you're in a light box or in the football. Oh, you're in shell coverage. We can get quick game. Like that stuff is where they're at their best efficiently wise on offense.
They really limited, the Cowboys did, Justin Jefferson. The Vikings now 2-2 this season when Jefferson has fewer than 100 receiving yards compared to 6-0 when he has at least 100. So he's key. Makes sense.
Hard to replicate.
Right. Let's get to some more stories from Sunday. There's a lot to get to. So we bring in Adam Schefter now from Mexico City to help us break them all down. Adam, the Cowboys got the win yesterday, but Micah Parsons did suffer an injury. He said after the game that he just got rolled up on, but that he never had that kind of pain before. What do we know today?
I'm told it doesn't. People do not believe it's serious right now, Laura. Now the question is, with a short week, whether Micah Parsons can make it back in time to play against the New York Giants on Thanksgiving Day, and we'll find out as the week goes on whether or not that's the case. But he did depart yesterday's game with an knee injury. It is a little bit of a concern, but it doesn't appear right now to be serious. As for the Bengals and their running back, well, Justin Fields. Justin Fields right now is day-to-day with a shoulder injury that he suffered on this play. Goes down hard. Left shoulder injury. Matt Eberflus says, again, day-to-day, they'll see later this week where he's at and make a determination about whether or not he'll be able to play this upcoming week. Kyler Murray, not expected to play tonight. Colt McCoy will start for the Arizona Cardinals as Kyler Murray is on the bench again with a hamstring injury that he suffered. It'll be interesting to see what happens if Colt McCoy plays well again, finds a way to win. Do they keep rolling with Colt McCoy? Moments ago, the Atlanta Falcons officially placed their tight end Kyle Pitts on injured reserve with a knee injury, sidelining Pitts a minimum of 4 games.
Man, that's a bummer. Interesting on Kyler. We'll get into that and more on tonight's game a little bit later.
On the road by over 35 points. That's a lot. 3 of the other 4 Cowboys teams here on your screen wound up winning the Super Bowl. Dallas also landed the Vikings their second largest home loss in franchise history. I can believe that. It was a big win. Bigger loss for the Vikings, having said that, or bigger win for the Cowboys?
I think it was a bigger win for the Cowboys. You know, the way that they were playing, I needed to see a little bit more consistency with the Cowboys. And I had said earlier in the week that the fate of this team is going to rely on Dak. If Dak can play at a high level like he did against the Vikings, this team can go far. But if he's average, they'll be an average team. So if he can continue to play this way and run the football, take shots downfield, and their defense gets after quarterbacks, I wouldn't want to play him. Now, let me show you 2 game plan things here. They're in cover 4, right? So what the Cowboys do, they run a wide route. And this backer, there's way too much space here for this play to work. So get it to your playmaker. Let him use his speed. Nobody touches him, coach. Nobody grabs a flag. So same thing. Use this DN. Chip that guy. Nobody chips him. This backer is one-on-one on an island. Stop your feet, and it's over because Pollard's too quick. They're running a wheel route here. So that's good game planning against the Vikings defense. The defense isn't able to match the speed of the Cowboys. So put linebackers on your explosive running back. Put them one-on-one, and you're going to be able to capitalize. And I think the Cowboys did a great job of going against the Vikings, knowing we can game plan this, we can get our backs against linebackers, and we can score.
And Dak Prescott did a nice job of keeping his poise in the pocket, letting that thing develop. Because that's a long developing play, by the way. I mean, he's looking to the trip side, getting the linebacker set up, and made 2 great throws to the running back.
Perfect throws.
Dak played really well. I mean, he only threw it 30 times. They ran it 40 times, and that's the balance of the Cowboys. And they really looked like a good football team yesterday.
Ning, Cowboys or Eagles in the NFC East?
Oh, come on.
That's a tough
one.
I've been on the Eagles all year. So I'm sitting next to Coach too, and I know
Stay with the Eagles.
I'm staying with the Eagles.
You're doing good.
I'm staying with the Eagles.
Doing
so
good.
Listen,
Steady as
I
they
know
go.
both teams are really good right now. The Cowboys, I need more consistency. That's why I'm going with the Eagles.
I think that's fair. I think for now that makes sense.
Big win for the Cowboys.
Cowboys are doing it, by the way, though, for now anyway, on both sides of the ball. They lead the lead in sacks and have allowed the fewest this season. That will work. Sunday best, the Bears and Falcons. Justin Fields over the middle. We're looking at the catch here. Cole Kmet.
Good catch.
The one-handed grab.
Yes.
How you like it?
First down.
That was
That's
like the Jordan logo. That's like Jordan logo right there.
I love that.
That's
great catch.
That's
That's a
very
great
impressive.
catch. We tip our hats. Our
Good
collective
concentration.
hats.
Look at that. A one-hander getting hit.
Them gloves are sticky now. They help.
They are. I want a pair like that.
All right. Meanwhile, after digging out of a